Good evening, black people and all allies fighting for black liberation, black prosperity, and black joy. I'm Charles Blow, and welcome to Prime. The Texas Senate has passed legislation with a vote of 18-4 that would end teaching requirements on some lessons about the civil rights movement and the women's suffrage movement. The legislation was initially constructed to bar critical race theory from Texas public schools. However, the language in the bill also removes teaching requirements for more than 24 historical figures, events, or documents. This list includes Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech and letter from Birmingham jail, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, Brown v. Board of Education, the Emancipation Proclamation, the Ku Klux Klan and the ways in which it is morally wrong, and of course, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The list overwhelmingly targets achievements of and issues related to people of color and women. Many educators and opponents of the bills have highlighted that accurately teaching history would be virtually impossible with so many restrictions on subject matter. This Texas bill is even more significant because it could create a domino effect that would impact education across the country. Why? Because Texas is the largest market for textbooks in America. This gives the Lone Star State's curriculum disproportionate influence over textbook content. While the legislation has passed the Senate, it is stalled in the House because the House can't achieve quorum while a group of Texas Democrats are in Washington, D.C. lobbying for voting rights. One of those Texas Democrats, Representative Ron Reynolds, joins us tonight. Representative Reynolds, thank you for joining me, sir.
It's great to be with you, Charles.
So give us some background on why this list of issues will be removed from being required teaching in Texas.
Well, Charles, I'm a proud Texan, but this is ridiculous, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate, but I'm going to be transparent with you. This is straight up racist. One of the things that that's on there is that they dropped a requirement that the Ku Klux Klan is morally wrong. Now, come on, y'all. They want to etch a sketch and do whatever they can to erase all of the accurate facts from our history that didn't depict the truth. In other words, they want to revise historical facts about slavery, about the fact that we at one point in the Constitution were not considered persons, we were considered property. That there's been a long evolution, and they want to then go a step further. So one of the amendments I had and some of my colleagues had was the documents from Dr. Martin Luther King, because we knew we didn't have the numbers. We just tried to make a bad bill not as bad. So we had some amendments. The reason why the governor added this to the call of the suppression session, because there's nothing special about it, was because they wanted to strip those provisions out. Right? So no longer can you talk about, in addition to Dr. Martin Luther King, this is mind-boggling, right? You can no longer talk about seizures.
I just want to make sure I understand something, though. I just want to make sure I understand something. They're not saying you are forbidden from discussing these topics. They're saying that the state no longer requires that these subjects be taught. Am I right about that?
No. They will not be able to talk about these subjects any longer. That they're not supposed to delve into them. That is something that they're supposed to steer away from based upon this language. So all of the education groups, the teachers, they were there to testify that this bill it really takes away teachers' ability to teach history. They want you to etch a sketch it, act like it didn't exist. So that is, they want to they're afraid that you're going to indoctrinate these young students with white guilt. And that's what they're trying to, is don't have enough intellectual capacity to learn history and still not be ashamed that they're being white. And that's what they're trying to prevent. So it is, Charles, it is utterly irresponsible. It is ridiculous. There's nothing nothing that makes sense about this. Okay, the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Here's a bigger issue.
What's that?
Yes. Here's the bigger issue, right? Around all of this, which is they keep using this word shame and discomfort in not just in the Texas law, but in laws in other states. And I don't know if this is coming from some sort of think tank or some mill that's generating model legislation that is being exported to state by state, but they're using the same language around discomfort. But let's just be very frank about this. Some white people, not all white people, did some shameful, regrettable, horrible, evil things in the course of American history, in the course of world history. You could probably find different races of people who've also done horrible, evil things. That doesn't mean you don't learn about the black person who did a horrible thing, or the Asian person who did a horrible thing, or the Indian person who did a horrible thing. Indian is always Asian, or the white person who did a horrible thing. That is part of the evolution that history teaches us to make, which is you figure out somebody did something bad, we don't want to do that again, digest it. But let me just get this.
Charles, you're absolutely right. You just summed it up right there. That's right.
Right. So let me just get to this point though. So that means that any statewide test, you could not have questions about this on it, because if it's not required teaching, you can't require it to be as a part of the testing, right? So people graduate out of Texas not knowing this history, and that is okay with the senators.
That's their objective, Charles. They don't want these students to learn this critical piece of history. They're revising it. They're trying to whitewash it. I mean, I don't have words to describe it other than what it is. What it is. That is essentially what they're doing. This is from a playbook from the Heritage Foundation and the Trump era. This is where we are in Texas politics right now. We don't want to be real about aspects of Texas and American history. We want to allow students to learn, but only certain subjects. And this is disingenuous. I don't know, no education group was in favor of this. This was a straight party line vote. Republicans voting yes, Democrats voting no. I'm ashamed of the state legislature. I mean, Charles, to add insult to injury, we had a winter storm, Winter Storm Uri, where we lost nearly 700 Texans, and we had the largest disaster in Texas history. We're not focused on fixing the grid. We're not focused on fixing the fact that we're the state with the highest percentages of uninsured. We're dealing with a bunch of crap and BS. In addition to voter suppression, this is what we're dealing with right here. And so I'm ashamed of our leadership.
So here's the thing. Should we all be bracing ourselves for this actually becoming law? You guys actually can't stay out forever, right? Or do you think that there's some way that you can stall long enough that this does not become law?
Charles, practically speaking, that's probably not likely. I'm one of the more militant that says, hell no, we don't need to go back. But the reality is, at some point, we're going to have to go back. They're going to run over us with this bill because they have the numbers, and unfortunately elections have consequences. And so this is what you get when you don't vote for people that care about the masses. They care about only the far right that vote in Republican primaries. This is Republican Party politics right here. That's all it is. And this is those people that don't believe in science, those people that believe that they were tourists on January 6th that marched the Capitol, the insurrectionists. This is unpatriotic and un-American.
Pilgrimage to D.C. Do you believe that you have made any headway, you and your delegation have made any headway with the Democrats on the Hill or not?
Charles, I think that we have. Today we had a very productive meeting with Majority Whip Jim Clyburn, one of the staunch leaders of the civil rights movement. And he said that our presence here has helped move the needle. They're now going to start new negotiations on a compromise bill that he believes is moving the needle. So he gave us a lot of encouragement today. We have more meetings coming up on the Hill.
Back up. I think you're making a little news here. You're saying that Clyburn signaled that there will be a new bill, a compromise bill that we haven't seen already?
Yeah, he said that Manchin has come out and said that there are aspects of the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement. He supports that. So he's saying that there is a move to shift and add some of those components over to H.R. 1 and then possibly take out some of the provisions in H.R. 1 that Manchin and a few others found objectionable, and then they may be able to get to a place where we can get some legislation passed. That was great news today. We're very enthusiastic about it. We're going to continue to work in that direction. Again, this is nothing that's been done, but positive steps that have come out of recent development. So we feel that there's some momentum. There's some momentum.
Right. Representative Reynolds, I'm being told we have to go now, but that is news to me. I think that it's going to be a news to a lot of our viewers. If they are going to try to somehow, merge these two bills into a narrower bill that takes the best or at least the least controversial parts of both of them and make a new piece of legislation, that is news. I hope that you will be back with us to talk about this as it develops. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you.